Then you went to jail. Did you actually have to serve any time in prison for that offense?
Yeah, 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 of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you got convicted and all that. How much time did you get for that?
Well, like it's a complicated story. We don't have time for it, but like I pretended, like when a person who can't imagine themselves going to jail or prison first goes to jail or prison, I think they have a tendency of acting like their health is failing. So I did that act like my health was failing, and they sent me to like crazy person place, like a jail that's also more like a hospital. Like it's really not nearly as bad as a jail. Like I didn't even get the prison experience yet. I got sent to one of those like loony bin hospitals, and then they determined at the loony bin hospital after a month that I was faking it, and then they sent me to a real jail for the first time in my life. So a lot of people that fake being crazy not to go to real jail because it's fear of the unknown. Like if you've never been in jail, you could be scared out of your mind of what that's like.
Right.
Not jail for one night or 2 nights, like going to jail. Like I'll tell you, like there were people in there that faked it successfully. Like there was a guy in there who stuck toothpicks in his penis, like literally in his dick, to let them think that he was too crazy to go to prison, and that worked.
Hmm.
Like oh god, did I see some crazy shit? And like if you have a weird sense of humor, kind of funny in a fucked up way.
Well, it seems like you grew up in a sort of a privileged life. What was prison like for you? Was it hard to deal with, or did you adjust? Even though it was a hospital, I guess. Um, did it freak you out, or I mean, I guess you actually went to a
At
real.
the beginning, at the beginning, like remember, I did 7.5 years in my life over what's called three bids, three different times. The first time, when you don't know anything and the fear of the unknown is there and everything, and when you're like a new person, oh my god, is that shit scary? That's fucking scary, especially if you're in like, I was in Newark, New Jersey, in a building called the Green Monster, which was considered like the worst, scariest, grossest, most dangerous jail in America at the time. Literally, like they knocked the whole thing down and didn't even rebuild it. Like a couple of years after I exited it.
Is this the stint that made your sister stop talking to you?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Like black people, when they have a family member that goes away to jail or prison, they never cut them off right away. My sister, first time, she don't know me forever.
What about your father?
Yeah, my father, Ron Itzler, my stepfather, he was great because my father was a very big corporate and bankruptcy and entertainment lawyer. And tons of his clients went to federal prison over the years. You know, like a lot of the real successful people get in a lot of trouble over the course of their lifetimes. It seems to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, tons of these people were going to. They used to call it country club um, prison. I went to state prison. I've never been to federal prison in my life. But so my dad said, "Hey, Jace, I know a lot of people that have been through this." He's like, "Don't embarrass yourself. Like, don't contact people. Don't show weakness. Just take it like a man, get out, and move on." So, like, that's how he coached me how to deal with the outside world. On the inside, I learned from experience. It was weird.
And that was your first offense?
Yeah.
And how much time did you get for that one? Like, how much time did you actually do for that one?
I took a plea deal. Everyone takes plea deals. So few people go to trial. It was my first time in trouble. Like they insisted that I bought the 5,000 ecstasy pills to sell, which I guess, yeah, I was going to sell them. I tried to get them to believe that they were just for me to self medicate, but obviously that was a lie. I believed my own lie for a while. When you tell your own lie enough, you start believing it, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Like, how much time did you actually end up serving?
Okay, so I was in front of the judge. He was giving me 7 years. And I said to the judge, I said, "Can I please talk to you privately?" We went in his chambers and I got him down to 5 years, which is a lot, man. And as a person his first time in there, I didn't really understand that 5 years was only going to be a year and a half. Like I knew it wasn't going to be 5 years, but I thought, oh, they're tricking me and shit. But it ended up being that for a first timer in New Jersey at that time, 5 years was ended up being a year and a half, which is a long time, first time.
What kind of stuff did you do in there? Did you have to work a job? And
Well, I was in this building, the Green Monster, and there were like 13 floors in this building, I think. And every floor was a crypt floor or a blood floor. Crypts, Bloods, and Latin Kings would be together. So crypt, blood, crypt, blood, crypt, blood, crypt, blood. So I would be bounced around from, because wherever they, I'm not a crypt, I'm not a blood, not a Latin King. So they would put me like with the Bloods, and it would go well for a while, and I'd get attacked or fucked with or whatever. I'm about to get killed, and somehow the CO has saved me. And they switch me to a crypt floor. And then the crypts want to kill me, so they switch me back to a different blood floor. Like they just like ping pong me all over the building. Always like for that first time, a lot of times of almost getting killed. Really had to like not look in people's eyes, keep to myself. Like you really learn how to try to be invisible.
could you
But later on, my prison experiences was like being in the army with cool badass people, and I had a blast. It's at times. At times, I thought the world's going on without me. What a loser I am. It's mixed. It's terrible.
could you give me an example of like one of these times another inmate wanted to kill you? Like what happened and what caused that?
So, like my first week or my second week, I was in protective custody. My first time in there, they didn't ask me if I wanted to be in protective custody. They told me I'm not a Crip. I'm not a Blood. I'm not a Latin King. This and that. They're like, we don't want to get in trouble for you getting killed. They put me in protective custody. So in protective custody, there's like maybe 10, 20 guys with you. They open all these cells and you have like time to walk out, go to the shower, this and that. Sometimes the CO will trust everybody and open all the doors at once. I'm just hanging out in my little cell in protective custody with the door open one day. And all of a sudden, a bunch of people throw a blanket over me, and every single person's punching the shit out of me. I think they called it a blanket party. I'm kind of tough, and I didn't really get hurt. And then they told me afterwards that they were just fucking with me and they weren't doing it that hard. They just wanted to scare me, that they liked me. But I think they were trying to kill me. I couldn't tell because I didn't really get that hurt. I don't know. Like I did, but I didn't. I don't know. I curled up in a ball. I didn't even know what was happening though because I was under a blanket. That's something they do to new people though, is they throw a blanket over them and destroy them.
Oh yeah, like a blanket party.
That's called a blanket party at this jail. I don't know if that's a thing across all prisons or something.